Yes, I know. The transaction, I'm telling you, was instant. What? Oh, Nigel Kensington here for PNN, the Puppet News Network. Today, the subject is PotCoin. It's a cryptocurrency built on the principle of Bitcoin, but this one dedicated to and designed to facilitate the cannabis community's daily transactions. Supporters are beginning to back PotCoin to extend credibility, stability, and security to this exponentially growing market and community. Now is your chance to join them. Check out potcoin.info and reddit.com/r/potcoin to get involved and have a jolly good time. Nigel Kensington for PNN, the Puppet News Network.
So as you can see, this is someone from our community that decided to be proactive and just put this up, and they paid $5 on Fiverr to actually get it made. So we thought that was really cool. We really liked what they were doing, and it helped us out a lot. We really liked the coverage. So I just want to tell you a bit about myself. My name is Nick Iversen. I've been doing web design and building companies for about 14 years. My partner here, Joel Yaffe, is Mr. Jones. He's the other creator, co-founder, and my name is SmokeyMon514. It's my gaming name from back in the day, and the 514 is for the area code of where I live in. So it's just a quick story before I start. I've been planning this for a bit, and I woke up in the morning and I realized that my passport was expired at about 7 in the morning, and my flight was about 10:50. So I ran to the passport office, got it issued, and got to the airport with about 1 minute left and got to New York. So it's pretty intense, but I'm here today, and I want to thank you guys all for coming and having me here today. So I want to tell you guys first the kind of the story of PotCoin, and you know, we got a really great 3D animator to help us out and stuff. So just want to give you a brief rundown of the story. So one day, my friend Mr. Joel here calls me up and he says, "Hey Nick, have you heard about Bitcoins?" I said, "Yeah, you know, I'm mining, you know, I'm doing stuff like that." And he says, "Well, what do you think of this idea?" He says, "It's PotCoin." I said, "Well, wow." I said, that's genius." I said, "With all the things going on in the news these days, I mean, this is really, you know, what they need. I think this could be a big problem solver." I said, and he said, "You know anybody that can do that?" I said, "You know, I think I know someone." So I reached out to my friend on the internet, and he's you know, a guy who's been around on the darknet, undernet, and he's been, you know, mining and doing, you know, pools and stuff. So we reached out to him, and he said, "Yeah, you know, I've been wanting to make a coin. I think we can do this." So we just got down to it, and basically we took about 3 weeks to really just, you know, really get all the basic tools out there, get the wallets out there, get the branding, and get the website out there. And I really wanted to spend more time on it, but the main creator, Hashoshi, really pushed me to push the coin out as fast as possible to be, you know, first out there. And even though we weren't totally ready to launch, we actually launched January 21st at 4/20, 2014, and it was actually the day after that Obama had talked about, you know, cigarettes and alcohol being, you know, the same as marijuana. So we kind of started riding this marijuana legalization train, and I really think that we found a great community that really needed some support, and I think that's one of the big things that we really capitalized on, was this existing community that's already built out there in the marijuana industry, in the cannabis industry, and so we really, you know, hit that right at the heart, and we've combined, like Teddy said, you know, the love of cryptocurrencies and the love of computers and the love of marijuana. So it just kind of came together. So so this is our manifesto. So PotCoin was designed to empower, secure, and facilitate the cannabis industry community daily transactions. PotCoin effectively satisfies the industry's demand while forming a global community with each coin holder as a participant anchored in the new economy. On each level of the cannabis, hemp, and financial industry, our users, merchants, and supporters can entrust PotCoin to store value, extend credibility, and stability and security to the exponentially growing industry in crypto we trust. Thank you. I got that out. So, so the next part of the story is basically getting to the launching of everything. So as I said, we weren't really prepared. We wanted to get out there first and So we just pushed it and we launched, and we got a lot of really good feedback from the Bitcoin community, from the Bitcoin Talk community, and we really started to see that people were really liking what we were doing. So we also got some feedback from other people that were wanting to launch other coins too. Some guy said he was going to launch CanaCoin, and also you might have heard of other coins that were marijuana related that launched soon after us, but obviously have not done what we've been doing. So we really just wanted to be part of this community and help them be part of us. So we took a lot of feedback from our community, and the first month was a really tough time because obviously we hadn't really prepared so much. So it took us a lot of time to just build what we had to do on the go, and I think it was really best for us because we did get out there first, and we showed the community that we were working hard, and we, the first month, me and Joel didn't sleep very much. It was a lot of just going on to Reddit, going onto the forums, seeing what the users were saying, and then, responding to them, and we wanted to be a bit different. We really wanted to feel like the community had control over the coin, and that's what we really saw is the more that we engaged the community and the more that we asked them their feedback and kind of like the less that we did, the more the community actually started helping out and wanting to participate. And then that was really what blew me away the most. And we had really simple ways of contacting us. One of the things that we did was actually we put a 1844 PotCoin on our website, so you could actually call the toll-free number, and it would ring on my cell phone, and I would pick up, "Hello, PotCoin," and most people were kind of freaked out. They're like, "A real person answered the telephone?" Like, actually, there's someone here from Chicago up there that called, and he said, "Oh, I heard you answer the telephone," so I decided to call. I had 2 people on the same day call from Chicago, so it was really fun. So yeah, after the first month, we started working with the community. Our Reddit community is something that we really helped us get out there. We had a few members like Noobcoin and Ironhammer really help format the Reddit community. Joel over here was running the Twitter community, and I was handling pretty much IRC. I was handling Bitcoin Talk and Facebook. That's really where we kind of excelled, I think, is in the community side of it. And because we really knew that the community was huge, and we needed to learn how to tap into it, and we did, essentially. So the next slide. I probably missed a few slides. So here. So the community has been one of these things that, without the community, we wouldn't be anybody. So we really extended that out to them so that they could feel like we were transparent in what we do, and that they had some control over the coin, and they could give us feedback, and that we would get it done. And I think that was a big part of that, and it really helped spread the word, and people would do the work and help us out. So. Engaging the community and being transparent is very important, One of the first things that we did in the community is we raised money for Snoop Dogg's charity. And over a period of 48 hours, we raised $500 in PotCoins, which was the equivalent to about, I think, 600,000 PotCoins at the time. So that really was really fun. I went on to Reddit, and I went all over the social medias, and I just really started pushing and pushing and pushing, and everybody really had a good response to that. So it was really interesting to see that when you engage the community in something they can relate to, and that was really what they knew Snoop Dogg, they liked him, so they said, "Oh, this is cool, we're going to help out." So that was really a very, very powerful thing for us. One of the things that makes us different is that we are a coin that is industry specific, and we are backed by fiat on one side, and we are backed by a commodity on the other side. So we are working really hard with trying to get dispensaries and merchants to obviously accept our coin, and working with organizations and foundations that support marijuana also, So, there's a lot of different industry that will be coming that we can support. Also, I think even bigger than the marijuana industry is the cannabis industry. Once that starts moving around and getting more, decriminalized and legal, then, you can do oil, you can do paper, you can do construction. It's unlimited, the amount of businesses that you can make from hemp. So I think this is one of the big factors, is that people are going to be not only using this to buy marijuana, but they'll be using it to trade whatever the products of cannabis that are made. So the next slide. So yeah, the industry is something that we're really looking into as it's becoming more and more legal. We want to help support the industry, and we want to be there. They're paving the way into some really new territories, and we thought what better to do is to have a currency or a coin that would help support it. And I really think this will alleviate a lot of the problems. And the main problem in Colorado right now is that even though it's legal, federally it's still illegal. And even though that Obama has said that we're willing to work with these people, and don't worry, in these states it's still we'll be lenient, but there's still issues at hand. And a lot of people are still having to move large amounts of money around every day, having to actually Febreze their money if they're bringing it to banks. And so this is one of the main concerns that I think people saw because it was in the news. They were able to relate to say, hey, yeah, I understand this, like, wow, like I go to the store and I buy a bunch of marijuana, I pay in cash, but on the way there I can get robbed or there could be problems. So eliminating money is a very big part of it, and it facilitates the daily transaction. So I think this is one of the main things. It's this is the future. It's just like if you're going to look down the line in 10 years and you're going to talk back to this day, you're going to say, why were we even using cash? This is so much simpler, so much easier. Like we all know why we're in this industry, because it's the future. So security is obviously one of the most important things to us, and we've tried to take a different route. We're running the company more as a startup, and so our first focus is getting the right team in place, and we're not cookie cutting the usual coin. We've built everything off the Litecoin 3.0 for now, and we're not actually copying any other software. We're building our web wallet from the ground up, which will be also integrated into our Android wallet and any other wallet. So the code is completely proprietary, and same thing, we'll be running a separate blockchain on the side to make sure that we have control and that there's no messing around with what we're doing. Definitely the technical part is not too much. There's 420 million coins with 40-second block times, and there's a 420 coin reward. We've actually been thinking about having the reward coming up because we want to extend the life of the coin. And I think that's pretty important for miners that we continue that, because people like to mine PotCoins. I don't know why, but it's fun. So the next thing I want to talk about is PotCoin in the news. So I don't know if you guys have been following us or have heard of us before, but about a month ago, I did an interview with TechCrunch with someone in Montreal, and from there, that article came out. It wasn't the best article, but that's okay. And then as soon as that came out, we got Huffington Post came out with a big article on us, and then we had Fox News Television, we had Business Insider, we had International Banking Times, we had Mother Jones, we were talked about on Wall Street Journal, and then we got a really great article on Vice magazine, which really pushed us and sent us through the roof. And I was really impressed by the feedback that we got. And also Vice Italy did one on motherboards. So why is PotCoin different? Basically, we're an industry-specific coin, and we really want to focus on trying to measure the marijuana industry, and because it's never really been measured. It's all cash. It's all under the table. So as when the government said we're going to be taxing marijuana, they had no clue how much money they were going to make. I think they projected like 3 million and it's going to be like 3 billion, you know? Like they really didn't know what the, so this is one of the main things we're trying to quantify is, you know, how do we actually, you know, see what the volume is, and this is what we can do. We can all, with the PotCoins, we can see where and what place, how much volume is traded every day, or how many, you know, how much pot is sold on this place or that place. So the next thing is, basically, like I said before, we're backed by fiat on one side and we're backed by commodity, hopefully, on the other side. We're working with partners all over the world right now to have people accept our coins. We're going to be going to Colorado next week. We're going to be meeting with a lot of the big growers and a lot of the dispensaries, and we're going to do something like an airdrop for anybody who wants to accept our coin and start using the coin. We're going to give them X amount of PotCoins as a float, so that when people come in, they can give them as kind of like a token and thank, you know, thanks for buying pot. Here's like, it's kind of like the air miles of the pot industry, you know. So we want to push that to kind of get it out there, get people using it, and obviously we're going to be doing a lot of promotion in Colorado. We have a booth and stuff. Obviously, PotCoin POS is going to be the next big thing that we're working on, and the web wallet and the Android wallet, which will integrate with the POS. So we're really going to try and focus on those brick and mortar things. Nope, got to go back. So basically, one of the big things they're going to work on is merchant services, and that's really important to us because we know that this is what it's for. It's designed for the daily transactions. So basically, we really want to just keep going and keep supporting the industry and creating tools around our coin. We're really supporting, you know, creating an API that's accessible to everybody so they can integrate, you know, our PotCoins into any website or into any program. We want to really focus on the legal and medical side of things, you know. We want to strengthen them and help them, you know, support them in the paving of this new, you know, industry and helping be pioneers in something that is, you know, I think going to help the world. I think that there's a lot of money that can be made with the taxes, and I think it will benefit everybody. One thing we want to do is, you know, we don't want to spread too thin. We want to focus on the basics, and we want to make it easy for everybody to use. So we know we've built it from the ground up, and we're really here to facilitate the simple, easy stoner transactions of paying for your pot, your papers, or, as I said, even to the cannabis industry, which is going to be, you know, clothing, building materials, oils that replace plastics. It's huge. So to close it off, I think we need to do a shift in paradigms, and you know that marijuana is not a bad thing. It's been here forever. People shouldn't be treated as criminals if they use it or smoke it. And you know, America's forefathers actually founded America on hemp, and this is one of the most important things. It was banned, it was given a negative connotation in the 20s and 30s where they associated marijuana and cannabis, which are completely two different things. And this is what we need to change. We need to get away from that, and we need to make sure that, you know, people who maybe get busted with some weed are not going to go to jail. You know, I think this is one of the big problems. I don't think marijuana should be criminal, and it should be legal. It was found on this earth, so what's wrong with it? So that's it. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, go ahead.
Hold on a second. Can you flip this on for me, this one?
Here.
We have one question. Hold on, let's get this tied on here. Did you guys know that in every other country in the entire world except for here, the War of 1812 is called the Cannabis War of 1812?
Yeah.
Hello.
You actually had, if you were a farmer in the late 1800s, if you weren't growing something, you had to grow marijuana. As if you're going to leave your field blank, you actually had to grow marijuana. It was actually one of the, yeah.
One question.
So I assume you will be at the Cannabis Cup.
Yes, we have a booth.
Easter. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a booth. We're going to be at the party with Snoop Dogg. We're going to have a car driving around. It's going to be great. We got a bunch of people going down. We're going to have a big presence down there for sure.
We need to gear more towards the medical.
Yes, we're focused on the medical and the legal industries.
Medical patient.
Great.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, great. We have a lot of friends who are benefiting from it. So, thank you.
Let's do another question, because this is obviously a very popular topic. Can you talk loud enough?
Yeah, sure.
It's going to be a cloud POS. It'll work on all devices. Basically, we'll be maintaining it. It'll be like a white label where you'll be able to buy in and then put in your POS, but we'll be managing everything and doing all the security in the back end. It'll work Mac, Android, Windows, whatever you want. Any web browser, pretty much.
Awesome. Well, guys, this is the last question.
All right.
Go ahead.
Could you say again the key advantages for someone buying PotCoin?
Okay, well, the main thing is we want to say that our block times are very quick, so confirming a transaction is quick. But we really just we wanted to be different. We didn't want Bitcoin to, obviously you saw what happened with Silk Road, giving Bitcoin kind of a bad name. So we decided to just focus on one industry and really do that and be different and make it so that people would trade PotCoins simply on a daily, like say, I don't know, one of our ideas, we were going to make rolling papers, and each rolling paper was going to have a QR code on it, and it was going to be worth 1 PotCoin. So say if your friend gives you a joint or something, or smokes you could give them a few papers worth X amount of PotCoins, and that would be your new kind of paper transaction. So thanks, guys.
Well, thanks.